Are you feeling the autumn vibes yet? Looking for ways to share this cozy autumn feeling with your kids and help their learning along the way? I'm here on the Curious Kids 101 YouTube channel to help inspire you with a few activity ideas that we've done this week. I include questions and hints and tips to really make the most of the learning. We've got everything here from being out and about, leaf hunting, colour sorting, and even crafting these cute little leaf stained glass windows. So let's get into it. As my youngest ran through the park on this particular trip, the leaves on the ground caught his eye, and he was straight in there exploring with his senses, grabbing, kicking and throwing the leaves. I love to see this sheer joy and playful reaction to his environment. So we embraced it together and I joined him in his leaf throwing. After a while, I began to discuss with him what is happening and expand the learning. What's happened to the leaves? I asked him. We discussed how they are now not on the trees anymore, and we note the changes in their colour. I explained that this is what happens in the autumn, and that over the next few weeks and months, the leaves on most trees will change colour and fall off. We returned to our throwing. How do they move? I asked him. Falling down, he replies. Fast or slow? I press for more information. Slow, he replies thoughtfully. Yeah, and not straight down, I expand with him. They float around on the wind. They flutter and float as they fall down. We practice his vocabulary and we throw some more. We gathered up some leaves for careful examination and involved my oldest in this too. Close observations of the leaves can reveal lots of details and can lead to children asking further questions, which often results in the very best learning. As Albert Einstein said, look deeper into nature and then you will understand everything better. But how do you get your children to concentrate to make these sorts of observations? Well, first a realistic expectation needs to be set. You know your child and how long they're able to concentrate on something that they love to do. Use this to gauge how much to expect from your child in this activity, and work to extend the times with similar activities over a longer period. When performing these observational activities, I like to begin as well by providing a magnifying glass. The excitement of this equipment can be a great way to start their enthusiasm. Showing an interest myself also works well for keeping kids engaged, as young children almost always seem to want to imitate adults that they look up to. This is why they often want your keys or phone, makeup, TV remotes, etc. So much better to try and harness this trait to enhance learning instead. I also maintain their focus by asking some questions about what they can see. These key questions need to be age appropriate, of course. For my youngest, for example, I'll ask questions about the size and colour. But with my eldest, I instead ask questions that are more specific and vocabulary-led. I talk about the shape of the edges of the leaf. Are they smooth and curved or zigzagged? Maybe use serrated. Once these observations have been made, I then asked my children to use the Curious Kids 101 Tree Hunt Nature Pack to see if they could identify the types of trees that they came from. I like my kids to appreciate the wonders of nature, and this pack is a great starting point. Most children can recognise a tree, but creating awareness of the huge variety of trees that exist, that's extremely powerful. It can also therefore be beneficial to use real or correct scientific names for them. So rather than a tree, this is an oak. If they, that's the adults supporting children's learning, understand that there is a sensitive period for naming things and respond to that hunger for words in an appropriate way, they can give their children a richness and precision of language that will last a lifetime. To pick up your own Tree Nature Hunt Pack, head over to the Curious Kids 101 shop. The pack can also be used to further practice and reinforce learning at home by matching the thumbnail cards to the main nature hunt sheet. So why not take a pack next time when you're out exploring with your kids? After our explorations outside, one of the key learning points for my youngest was the way that the leaves change colour. He loved the bright colours, so this became the perfect opportunity to do some colour matching work. Having identified that the leaves change from green to orange, yellow or red, I gathered some blocks of these colours and set them up with parts of the Curious Kids 101 colour matching and counting learning pack. He sorted the blocks onto the matching sheets, and as he did so we practiced the colours' names. Sorting colours like this is a very simple activity to set up, but has some far-reaching benefits. Sorting activities are the foundations for early maths and promote organised thinking. We also revised a bit of counting too. Again, head on over to the Curious Kids shop to pick up your learning pack. We also did some artwork off the back of this learning to stimulate more of the calming effects of nature. So I set up a leaf stained glass window activity. I cut leaf shapes out of black paper and invited the boys to add the coloured tissue paper and create an autumn leaf look. First I asked the boys to draw on their previous learning from our leaf observations and find some autumn leaf colours in our tissue paper pack. This was done with ease as the other activities and discussions had taught this aspect very well. The boys then spread glue over their black outline with a glue spreader. While this might seem basic, it's challenging for small children to control a glue spreader. It therefore can be quite a messy activity, so don't forget to put down a protective cover if you try this at home. But the mess is well worth it, because it's a great fine motor skills practice and will eventually result in children who are more able to hold a pencil and form letters correctly. Once the glue is in place, strips of coloured paper can be stuck across the holes. The selection of different colours and angles to each piece makes this a wonderful creative activity. Overlapping the strips leads to even more variety in colours and shades. Despite the simplicity of this artwork, the results are very impressive and the kids proudly displayed them in our windows and loved the way the light shone through them and lit them up. Seeing their proud faces is of course wonderful, and as well as that they are anxious to share their creations with any visitor, so we let them drag grandma or uncle or friends off to see their artwork and encourage them to explain what they did to make it. All this oral practice is fantastic. It improves their confidence, helps their recall and much more. The children understand a lot more about autumn and have also learnt maths, literacy, science and art concepts, as well as help to increase their concentration. Learning is all around. It's just a case of harnessing its potential with your kids. Thank you for watching. To see more content like this and find more ways that Curious Kids 101 can help you inspire learning, please subscribe. Follow Curious Kids 101 on social media.